Welcome back. This is the Forza Horizon 6 festival season, autumn, and I'm giving you a quick run through every challenge and mission you have to complete to get all rewards done.
Alright, it's cooling down around here now it's autumn, but there's no slowing down when it comes to the festival. Check out the new events on the festival playlist.
So the first challenge is the weekly challenge King of the Road, where you have to own and drive the Nissan Silvia case from 1989. K, by the way, stands for King. And the second challenge to get it done is to get 3 stars on drift zones. But it's pretty hard with the setup I've created, to be honest. That's why it looks that awful. I've created a road racing tune. I've already did a video last week about it. But you can drift it, of course. I mean, it's a Nissan Silvia. You can drift it with every setup, I guess. But it's pretty hard because the gearing is completely wrong. I guess the gearing is the biggest problem with the setup. But you can use this tune with the share code. But there are obviously better setups than this for drifting. But for all of the other challenges, it's actually perfectly fine. So, and then I have already the 3 stars. I've already did this run once. So the next thing is to win a road race in this car, and that's what it's made for. I've chosen the Shimoyama Sprint. I like sprints more than circuit races. Yeah, and there you can see in the next few minutes how good this car actually drives. After we are done with the race, the next thing would be to get 2 runs on the festival drag strip complete. It's basically that you just have to drive into the grid box and floor it all the way down until you reach the end, drive back and get this thing another time done. So after these 2 runs, you're already done with the weekly challenge.
Arrived at your destination.
The next is the photo challenge. You just have to stand in front of the Tokyo Tower, no other requirements are there. So that was the point where I have to beam, just open the camera, get the photo done, and you're good to go. So the next thing is the treasure hunt in the Mino region. I've seen a golf cart on the, let's say, thumbnail or on the preview picture. And luckily, I've beamed right next to the box. It was just a lucky guess. It was actually quite crazy. Anyways, the next challenge is the seasonal championship trail mix. I've created a tune for the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo X. And with this one, you can pretty much win everything in those races. It was a quite good setup for me personally, since I'm not that good in creating rally or off-road tunes, but this one is pretty decent, at least for my type of handling. It isn't the cleanest racing I've done yet, but it's good enough for those driver tasks. After being done with the trail mix, we are jumping right to Majestic Domestics. I don't like those little cars, to be honest, but I guess we all have to do it. So in this case, I've chosen the Honda City E2. The setup I've created is not good. It's fun, but not good. It has the best acceleration out of every little car in this grid. And I guess also the best top speed, but on the other hand also the worst handling. It understeers like crazy. It has no brakes, but I've set it up as good as it could for this challenge. So if you want to use it, here's the share code. Just type it in and give it a try. The only thing you have to do is to overtake everyone on the straight. No one has as much power as this car in those races. So I think this should be good to go. The next season, the championship cross-country is my worst enemy, to be honest. I hate cross-country races. I hate trailblazers. I hate everything with this type of cars. I just can't get it. I don't know, it's not my type of racing. But I've created a tune, it worked for me, but I guess it's not that good. I'll give it a share code here, but feel free to use anything else. So there is no proven concept behind the setup. On this track, it's really important, right at the stadium jump or in the middle of the stadium when you are about to leave it, take the middle road. There you're gaining so much time, or let's say it like this, if you take the outer straights, you will just, or the outer jumps, you will just lose so much time. So always take the middle one, and I guess you can win every single race with every car if you use this, let's say, tactic. So in this race there's only one tactic: crash every driver tar into the Shadow Realms. No, jokes aside. At pretty much the end of a lap, you can decide whether you go left or right on the highway. You should always take the right roadway because it's the faster one. You will gain around 1 or 2 seconds. So the next one is the danger sign highway jump. You can use this share code for the Subaru I'm choosing. I'm taking the Subaru because we've had the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo in the season championship. And it's pretty straightforward. Start in the grass and just throw the throttle. And you need to be, at least if you are using this setup, at the rev limiter of the 4th gear to make it. Otherwise you will not make it and jump just around 230 to 240 meters. Yes, and you can, by the way, use this setup I've created for every stunt in this season. The next one is the Speed Zone Forest Straight. Start at the west, or at this point you will see right now. There you can drive down the road, otherwise you have to drive uphill. And this would lose maybe some kilometers per hour, which could decide between win and loss. But this is also pretty easy, to be honest. It's not the hardest speed zone in the game. Or at least one of the easier ones.
You have arrived at your destination.
The next one is the Trailblazer on par, and as its name suggests, it's back on the golf course. You have to start at the sandbank or the bunker, however you want to call it. And then you have to aim between those trees. So basically where you can see no tree anymore. Then you jump up there, then you get one level down. And then you have to aim for the sandbank or bunker again. Jump over it and you are right straight in front of the finish line. And so you can get it done in around 17 to 18 seconds. And this is also enough for 3 stars, even with a B-class car. It's actually quite easy. The next one is the Tokyo City Food Delivery Raku, or however you want to pronounce it. Somehow I've already got it done in the summer season. It automatically unlocked. Many had this, let's say, problem or disadvantage. I've seen it on Reddit, but it's pretty straightforward. You just have to finish 1 shift or 3 jobs basically, and then you are done with it.
Perfect. Thank you. Nice.
So, and once you are done, you will see shift progress 3 from 3, and that's pretty much it. Then you can jump to the next one, and this would be the Touge Showdown, Mazda of the Mountain. And this is also pretty straightforward. You just have to get a Touge battle done, or 2 to 3 Touge races with a Mazda. There are no PI requirements, you don't have to win those races, you just have to get them done. I've created a tune for the Mazda Miata, you will see right now, or you already see, the MX-5 RF. And this one is, let's say, a bit over the top. It's powerful, it has all-wheel drive, it's wide, it has a lot of aero. But the biggest problem are the brakes, to be honest, because it has so much rotation, that's crazy. You really have to be careful with it if you want to drive it. You will see a check out here. And yeah, I luckily had the fairest opponent of all time. He never crashed into me, he never tried to do something illegal like I did here. No, it wasn't on purpose actually. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Both races to be precise. The last one would be the monthly rivals on the Soni circuit with the Mazda Fury. If you haven't done it in the summer season already, you can do it now. But usually you should already see progress, at least if you have done the monthly rivals before.